Attendance this afternoon, and we are ready to go. Carolina has not lost a road game this season. Only they and Notre Dame have not lost a road game all year. Notre Dame again in overtime right now against NC State, and we are underway. There is Curry in her second year after transferring from Cal.
And I like the matchup to put India Navarre on Jayda Curry. Give a little bit of size and length.
Reniya Cochran takes the outside shot. She's only hit 4 threes all season. As you take a look at the starting five, Blanca Thomas gets her 5th start of the season. In place today of Ustby, Reniya Kelly has been absolutely terrific as the lead guard in the last few games for Carolina. There's Reniya. Left it a little bit short. Louisville on the run. Roberts, the freshman, gets it over to Cochran, who was hit by Thomas. That is the first one for the freshman from Charlotte.
And that was a good defensive rotation for North Carolina. Louisville likes to run that single side screen and roll, good rotation. In that situation, you got to stay disciplined, though. Blanca Thomas has the size. Force Olivia Cochran to finish over the top.
Cochran, a 74% free throw shooter, honored before the game for picking up her 1,000th career rebound a couple of games ago against Florida State. One out of 2 for their leading rebounder on the season. Donarski, who's a really good three-point shooter. And there's Gokdeng. Great matchup against Cochran. A couple of veterans. Kelly missed off to the right. Louisville likes to go. And stepping on the baseline, Jalea Williams, the Miami transfer.
This is really good defense by India Navarre, just keeping Williams along the end line, stepping out of bounds. No, that's one of those positions on the floor that oftentimes you'll see teams send help. But when someone's under the basket, you don't need help. Just let them stay along the baseline, stay disciplined, close up on the shooters.
Yeah, the baseline basically becomes a 6th defender. There's Donarski with one of her specialties, averaging 2.25 threes per game, but Louisville able to beat everybody down the court with Harris.
We saw this the other night at Duke with Louisville. The ball goes through the net. They are getting it out and pushing. You do not have time to relax, celebrate. You've got to get back in transition defense.
That was one of the concerns for Courtney Banghart, the head coach for North Carolina. And there they go again. Williams might have gotten away with a walk. Harris goes on that baseline. Taj Roberts, what a talented freshman. Over Donarski's outstretched hand. Harris went for the rebound, and it ends up with Cochran. Williams surrounded by 3 Tar Heels, and they get one of them with a foul. It's on Reniya Kelly.
Well, one of the best things that Nyla Harris does is crash the offensive glass. I mean, she is relentless in terms of offensive rebounding. So if you're Carolina, you don't have a lot of depth. You can't afford to guard multiple possessions on the defensive end, even though they are an outstanding defensive team. Being disciplined right there on the defensive end and finishing plays is important.
Jeff Walz in his 18th year at Louisville, 14 straight 20-win seasons, and has taken his team to 4 Final Fours, as you see. Very elite company in that respect. And this is a team that started out slowly on the year. They lost their first 5 games against ranked teams, 4-1 since. Now, they didn't have Jayda Curry for the first few games. That's a giveaway.
Didn't have Jayda Curry. 9 newcomers really trying to bring along. And of those 9 newcomers, 8 of those are freshmen. And they started out with the #1 team in the country, who became the #1 team in the country, wasn't at the time, in UCLA.
Roberts gets the basket. So Louisville jumps on top by 4. Thomas, the freshman, called on to start. Gokdang way away from the basket, and that's too tall for Thomas, who's 6'5".
Reniya Kelly right now telling her team to just calm down. You see Louisville is sending a double team. They're blitzing Reniya Kelly on all and on-ball screens. That action is going to be there. That look is going to be there. You just got to be able to deliver.
Harris got a little complacent, and Kelly forced the turnover. Donarski lobs it into Gokdang, and the ball stays with North Carolina. Mai Forsberg, Mark Resch, Jeff Wooten, a good veteran crew with us this afternoon. North Carolina just 1 of 4. They've gone over 2 minutes without scoring. Donarski, that's a chancy pass. Great play by Roberts to take away the inbound. Cochran working on Gokdang. Off the rim. Curry stays red hot. Louisville on a 9-0 run.
Offensive rebounds, multiple possessions. 2 of the things that Courtney Banghart was concerned about. #1, taking care of the basketball. So far, North Carolina has not done a great job. And #2, securing the boards.
5 of Louisville's 10 points have come on second chance opportunities. And Kelly really being pressured. Gokdang left open for a second, stumbled a bit. Navarre couldn't finish. Gokdang might have rolled her ankle. Yep, she's holding on to that foot.
Yeah, she fell awkwardly on the pass, and you can see her limping just a little bit.
That's the last thing that North Carolina needs with Ustby out. And now they go smaller with Grant coming in, the freshman, to replace the other freshman, Thomas.
You've got Alyssa Ustby that's out. Sierra Toomey, who's dealing with the flu right now. So not a lot of depth for North Carolina. Now they look to go a little bit smaller.
Yep, they exchange a guard for a center with that last substitution, and now Gokdang picks up a foul.
So what was the third thing that Courtney Banghart said to us? Staying out of foul trouble, keeping Louisville off the line. Early, Louisville's been dominant. Very concerned about her team taking care of the basketball, and turnovers for scores has not been their friend early. 5 points off of turnovers, 5 points off of offensive rebounds for Louisville. Just done a really good job of making Carolina pay for every mistake that they've made early in this ballgame.
And North Carolina with as many points as turnovers so far in this game. Their only bucket came from Donarski. It was a 3 around the 8-minute mark. Since then, they have turned the ball over 3 times, and they have committed 4 fouls. And as you mentioned, that's what Courtney Banghart talked about trying to avoid, especially as you mentioned, Ustby is not here, did not make the trip. Sierra Toomey under the weather with the flu, did warm up, but if she plays, we don't expect her to play much. Here's Cochran at the line. Courtney Banghart in her 6th season, already 24 wins. That is the most in her tenure. In the regular season, they've won 6 straight and 11 of 12. She's having an extended conversation with Mai Forsberg over there as Cochran hit them both.
No, Carolina has 4 fouls and Louisville has none, so I'm sure that's part of it. But at the same time, this has been an area of strength for Louisville. Attacking the rim, getting opportunities at the foul line, playing people, and forcing teams to play one-on-one defense.
And we saw that against Duke when they hit 22 of 25 from the line. Duke only took 4 free throws in that game, their last. Ball stays with Carolina, but only 7 seconds to shoot. This Louisville defense has not been what we're used to seeing with Jeff Walls' team, but they're coming up strong during this winning streak.
Well, these last 4 games, they've been outstanding, holding teams under 65 points a game.
Kelly goes behind her back, tough shot. Williams finds Roberts, the 11-0 run for the Cards.
They're going to dare Olivia Cochran to shoot that shot. You're going to see Gokdeng off of her all afternoon long.
Oh my goodness, Jayda Curry, another level right now.
And she's playing with such a good pace. She's hunting shots, but she's not forcing shots. She's getting them in rhythm.
Back-to-back games, she has hit career highs in scoring. Kelly finally ends the drought. Carolina has 2 made buckets, both of them threes. One by Donarski and the one you just saw from Kelly. Roberts guarded by Grant. Williams, little turnaround, how about that?
Jalea Williams against Duke on Thursday was so good early in the ball game of doing exactly that, getting to the paint, getting scoring opportunities, getting her teammates involved.
Gokdeng just absolutely enveloped by Cochran's defense. Carolina's the team with the best defense in the league, but right now it's the Louisville defense making all the difference.
No, Jeff Walls always has terrific game plans. And you know that this is not a North Carolina team that shoots it incredibly well from the three-point line or a lot from the three-point line, as Nyla Harris gets an easy 2. So they're packing it in. They are not allowing an easy post entry feed. So if you're Carolina, you've got to get it on the second or third side. It's not going to come in the first action in offense.
So Kelly hits back-to-back buckets. They're having trouble stopping Louisville. Louisville 67% from the floor so far in this quarter. That's 6 of 9. Roberts foot on the line, long 2. Gokdeng hands it off to Donarski, and then a foul as Kelly hit the deck. She was hit by Nyla Harris. Away from the action.
Well, you see Harris and Kelly, and that's interesting because Reniya Kelly was basically bear hugging Nyla Harris. So they got the second foul, not the first one.
And the reaction you hear is because the fans here in the stadium, in the arena, just saw the replay themselves.
Hey, there aren't many times I agree with the fans in the stands, but I do on that one.
Yeah. Kelly tipped and then grabbed by Roberts. Freshman from San Diego who has started every game. And now Grant, who should be a senior in high school, came out early. Gokdeng got the ball from her, and she has a chance for a three-point play.
Well, and right now, if you're North Carolina, you just have to weather this storm early, right? You got to stay patient. You got to make sure that you're taking care of the ball, giving yourself a chance. That was good execution. Find different ways to get Gokdeng touches, but you can't get incredibly tunnel vision on that.
Stumbalulu called for her first foul, and there you see the great game at Syracuse for Gokdeng. She's just gotten her first points of this game. Roberts. That's a foul. Like Grant grabbed her. Meanwhile, Notre Dame and NC State are going to a second overtime.
What a game. You know it's always tough to play at Reynolds Coliseum on the road in this league, but certainly those crowds are always rocking.
Well, Roberts heading to the free throw line. Cochran gets a hand as she takes a break. Coming up next on ESPN, Claudia Johnson and number 7 LSU square off against Georgia A&M, number 14 Kentucky, down the road here in Lexington. Check that out on ESPN. What a game, what a day, right? We got Notre Dame, NC State on ESPN right now in double overtime. We have this one going on, and then we'll get you out to LSU and Kentucky in the second of the last weekend of the regular season.
It's that time of year. Great games every Sunday.
Grace Townsend, number 2, has checked in. Grant.
Looks like there was a miscommunication defensively from Louisville that possession, and Lanie Grant able to take advantage.
Yeah, we've seen Grant a lot this year, a lot of poise, especially again considering she's a pre-freshman.
Hey, a lot of poise, a lot of swag and confidence, very assertive and aggressive.
Jupperman's a freshman from Australia, just missed for Louisville, but got the rebound. And now with the shot clock off, Curry looks over at head coach Walls to get a play. A couple of reserves in playing the post right now for the Cards. Why not? Curry's been your hot hand for the last few games, but they left Williams open. Was unable to get the shot off before the buzzer went off. Jayda Curry.
What a career she has had.
All-time great here. And Jeff Walls tells the story when Angel came, she said to him, what can you do to get us past the second round of the NCAA tournament? Of course, he did that and more, taking them to 4 Final Fours. Inherited Angel.
One of the fastest players with and without the basketball in her hands.
Pam Ward and Stephanie White joining you as Jupperman's, the freshman, gets her first basket for Louisville. Oh, missed. And Roberts let it go out of bounds, and they say it is North Carolina's basketball.
Well, and I like the call by Louisville to go on the interior. You've not got a lot of size for Carolina on the floor right now. Take advantage in the post.
And as you say that, Gokdang comes to the scorer's table to check in. Yeah, all they're doing right now are taking outside shots.
Well, and early, it's been what's keeping them tight in this ball game, knocking down 3-point field goals, but you want to get a little bit of ball movement first.
Jupperman's with the miss, taken away by Kelly. Crisp spots up. Continues to be one and done. Williams, Roberts, cups it out. Good look for another 3 from Hull. North Carolina yet to score in this quarter. Ball stays with Louisville, so Maria Gokdang comes back in. She went out after rolling her ankle in the first quarter.
Yeah, had an opportunity, and then it looks like just rolled it a little bit, maybe hit Roberts. And then she tried to play for a little bit longer, went back out on the bike in the tunnel, and now it's returned to the ball game. And if you're Carolina, you've got to find a way to get her involved.
Carolina without Alyssa Ustby yet again, did not make the trip. And Curry's carving them up from the inside now.
And Pam, the difference in this Louisville team, I mean, certainly when you think about the past 15 games, they're 13-2 in these games. They've really gotten better on the offensive end. The challenge was they still weren't on the defensive end of the floor. But these last 4, they have taken that to another level. And again, we've had this team a couple of times, and Jeff Wall's telling us it's just got to be a mindset and a commitment to locking down and doing your job and what needs to be done. And we have certainly seen that in this stretch. And you can see the numbers right there, holding teams under 65 points a game. Look at that 3-point field goal defense, and it's just been incredible. 22 points a game off of turnovers. Really, they're not just turning you over, but they are capitalizing in an efficient way.
And you mentioned all the new pieces with
good hands, Pam Ward.
Yeah.
Great hands.
Mike
Point guard.
Forsberg, thank me.
Oh, that was nice.
Yep. She played at Hawaii. That must have been nice.
Did she play or did she surf?
Mostly the latter. Which also sounds nice.
Yes, it sure does.
But yeah, this is a team, Louisville, with so many new pieces to it. And it takes a while, right, to gel, and they have shown that. They're really coming on at the right time of the season.
Well, 9 newcomers, 8 of which were freshmen, are freshmen. So really learning the system, learning the expectations, getting comfortable. I mean, no matter what, it's a huge jump. Physicality, speed, quickness, making quicker decisions.
Grant, good look, good result. She's got a couple of threes. Seven-point advantage for Louisville. Carolina shooting just 27% from the floor overall. A little stutter step, and then the finish for Roberts.
Jeff Wall's talking to us about Taj Roberts, and you can see it on that play. Her poise, her body control, she doesn't really get rushed. She understands how to finish around the rim.
And has been starting since day 1. Curry, long 3. The fans are now surprised when she misses a shot. There was a foul under the basket.
It looks like maybe a double foul call by Jeff Wooten.
A double foul has been called. North Carolina's number 24, India Navarre, her second.
And we'll see it underneath the rim. India Navarre and Istanbulolo.
Navarre, Istanbululu called for the fouls. Elif is a sophomore from Turkey. Getting some good minutes here.
And right now, if you're North Carolina, you've got to find a way to get a little bit of flow offensively. Certainly give credit to the Louisville defense. But they're not getting many ball reversals, not multiple players touching the ball. It's 1 pass, 2 pass, chuck. And that was great ball movement.
They're not getting any offensive rebounds either. Stuck on 2 for the game. Ball out of bounds, stays with Louisville. Curry calls out the play. Amari Berry, number 1, another true freshman in the lineup now for Jeff Walls. Lots of contact. And that foul called on McKinley Randolph, freshman from LA. Gokdeng went down hard.
Yeah, hit her head.
Whoa. Deflected out of bounds by Randolph. So Jeff Walls right now with a couple of true freshmen in the lineup with Berry and Randolph.
And Pam, we've talked about the difference in this Louisville defense, but their pressure, their urgency, they're being disruptive, getting in passing lanes, and again, creating offense from defense.
And Navarre got back there to bother Barry's shot.
Oh, that might have been a foul with Barry. That came right across the arm, but what hustle by India Navarre to get back in the play and stop that layup.
Gokdane coming up with the miss.
I love what Louisville's doing right now, sending to, forcing Reniya Kelly to get rid of the basketball.
And Kelly has been the most dangerous Tar Heel in the last few games. The physicality continues. Navarre upset that she has been called. Gosh, that's 3 on India Navarre. They needed her to stay out of foul trouble, and she has not done that. North Carolina already with a short bench, as NC State has defeated Notre Dame in double overtime. So Notre Dame has fallen in the United States for the first time this season. They lost a couple of games early on in the Cayman Islands, and they have lost at home.
Relies on their defense, but right now early in this ball game, giving up scores because of turnovers, and there is no transition defense that you can have and that you can play for turnovers for scores.
And they are just getting crushed on the boards as well. And Jayda Curry, the last 3 games, really upping her game, and already with 7 points and 5 rebounds in this one. Louisville with 21 rebounds. Carolina with just 16 points. Mercer Russell's turn to join the party, the grad student from Ottawa. And Jeff Walz really, what he says with his bench, he says we just need positive results when they come in, not looking for them to do extra special things, but his bench has been really good during this winning streak. Donarski bottled up, but was able to get the shot off.
And that's part of, again, 9 newcomers really growing, learning the system, learning and understanding the expectations, the consistency that needs to be had as well.
Donarski's bucket stopped a scoring drought of about 2.5 minutes for North Carolina. They're coming in with a 6-game winning streak. Gokdane got one to roll in. Louisville has won 4 in a row. And again, the winner of this game will be in sole possession of 3rd place in the ACC. Everybody has 2 games to play after this, Thursday and Sunday, and then it's done in the ACC tournament. Wow. They left Russell open. She's only hit 15 threes, now 16 on the season.
And was only 5 of 27 in conference play prior to that. So again, if you're North Carolina, pick your poison. That's the shot you want them taken. But Louisville playing with extreme confidence right now.
Crisp, her chance for a 3, and that goes in. First year at Carolina, the transfer from Arizona State. Missed a month of action, just came back last week. Had a lower body injury.
And had a great game in the last matchup against Syracuse. 12 points, she was 2 of 3 from the 3-point line, so playing with a lot of confidence.
Cochran, double team, threw it up, contact, no foul. The ball goes over to the heels. Taj Roberts comes in for Barry. Roberts, the freshman, leading this team in scoring, about 13.5 points per game. Just coming off her 5th ACC Rookie of the Week award, tied for most in the league with Toby Fournier of Duke.
And then you're going to continue to see Louisville send 2 to Reniya Kelly.
And another unpopular call.
Yeah, you're going to get McKinley Randolph just coming up under the hook underneath Maria Gokdane.
Second on McKinley.
They missed her early, so they had her on the catch. Great job of finding the three-point shooter, but the timeliness of the delivery to Gokdang is so important.
5 threes for North Carolina. Half of their made field goals have come from distance.
And it's what's kept them, in striking distance.
Russell again. This time couldn't get the 3 to go. Donarski spots up.
Nice.
And here come the heels. Fueled by those 3-pointers, it's a 9-0 Carolina run after a 2.5-minute drought.
Well, being able to play in transition. This is an outstanding pass ahead. Lexi Donarski, one of the best three-point shooters in the ACC.
See, heating up after a very slow start, and now Louisville's gone cold.
Well, you knew it was a matter of time. And Carolina early in the ball game, too many turnovers for scores, too many fouls, opportunities at the free throw line, and offensive rebound opportunities for Louisville. They settled in a little bit. They withstood the run. Now they come out of this timeout playing a little zone.
Roberts with the miss. Rebound by Randolph.
I like that call by Courtney Banghart. Really forced Louisville to shoot contested jump shots.
Crisp, who has a couple of threes, missed that one. Curry picked up her dribble, and then, gosh, Williams took her eye off the ball. So coming up at the half, we've got Kelsey Riggs and Brooke Weisbrod in the studio. They're going to look. Luckily, the Irish did run out. They lost the game, a terrific double overtime game. And UCLA putting its best foot forward. Lauren Betts.
Hey, Lauren Betts is playing outstanding. I mean, she should be in the conversation for National Player of the Year.
UCLA, just that one loss to USC. We go under a minute to go in the half. And North Carolina turns the ball over.
Again, sending to the pass back. Great hustle by Jayda Curry. In rotation, able to keep the possession.
Harris sticks with it. Nyla Harris, great work. And that breaks that 9-0 run for the Heels. And that was read beautifully by Harris. She's got Cochran unselfishly. Harris gets the assist, Cochran the bucket. Shot clock off. Grant working on Curry. Cochran brings the double. And Louisville, after Carolina went on a 9-0. This again, Carolina, #1 in the ACC in fewest points allowed, second in defensive defensive field goal percentage and 3 percentage. It's the Louisville defense that's making some noise as Cochran finishes to start things off in the second half.
Well, the thing about North Carolina is they don't score a ton. They're 11th in the league, just under 72 points a ball game. So finding ways to manufacture offense is going to be key. You know they're going to find their level defensively, but there's no way to defend turnovers for score. So taking care of the basketball is going to be critical in this second half.
Bears repeating that Alyssa Ustby did not make the trip. She leads them in just about every category. Second in scoring, just behind Gokdang. She is officially being called week to week. Coach Banghart told us before the game she's hopeful to get her sooner rather than later. Harris fell down. Cochran with the miss, and India Navarre gets the rebound. Navarre only played 11 minutes, did not score, picked up 3 fouls in that first half. That's a good way to start. And Navarre, someone that Coach Banghart talked about, who can play multiple positions, especially with Ustby out. You got to shuffle the deck a little bit.
Yeah, they've got to use her versatility to play that forward position, and this is a great take. And I think Reniya Navarre has to look for a little bit more of this. This is her advantage on the offensive end of the floor going against Nyla Harris.
Navarre in her second year at North Carolina, played her freshman year at Stanford. She's from Apex, North Carolina, which is near the triangle, if not in it. Curry, who's been outstanding, left that one well short, but it was picked up by Harris.
Nyla Harris, 9th in the ACC in offensive rebounds per game. Got to put a body on her.
Harris leading this team in field goal percentage at 57%. Lanie Grant out there starting the first half. Blanca Thomas, the 6'5" freshman center, started the game, but Coach Banghart going with Grant to start the second half.
And I think this is the lineup. I think it gives you a little bit more offensive firepower. You're going to be small, but you can be a little bit more versatile on the defensive end.
And Grant really thrown into the fire this year.
And again, I like the change right here. North Carolina having a hard time one-on-one, keeping these Louisville guards in front. Go to the zone, see if you can keep that movement to a minimum.
Roberts short. Navarre able to sneak in and get the rebound. Little stutter step working against Harris. Now Grant directing traffic. And Reniya Kelly showing some of that versatility on the baseline.
And already, early in this third quarter, we're seeing multiple people touch the ball for North Carolina. Quick shots early in the ball game. Louisville defense certainly has something to do with that, but getting rushed unnecessarily. And in this third quarter, moving the ball very well.
Williams able to get around Donarski and goes up and under.
Oh, that was nasty, Pam.
Leah Williams averaged 7 points per game in her career at Miami. Same here in her first year at Louisville. Grant can't get the roll, and that's a foul on Goctang battling for the rebound.
This is just a nasty play right here by Leah Williams. You think she's about to slow up and bring it back out, and the spin move, I love this play right here, and the finish, the understanding to go to the other side.
Donarski was the Defensive Player of the Year 3 years ago in the Big 12, and she was at Iowa State. That was a terrific move. Curry, long two, Goctang gathers it. Pass all the way across the court, but
that was Nyla Harris. She was holding Goctang.
And that is the third now on Nyla Harris.
Yeah, just coming over trying to get in front and wrapping up Maria Goctang.
Kelly. Wow. Boy, Reniya Kelly, Coach Banghart had some heart-to-heart talks with her, telling her she wanted to do more on the offensive end, that she was facilitating a little bit too much. Because Kelly's one of those players who doesn't want to be unselfish.
You know, she's a naturally facilitating point guard.
Leah Williams with the jumper this time. And another whistle. Boy, it's physical everywhere around Goctang.
I don't think that's necessary by Nyla Harris. I mean, she's got quickness, she's got length. She just needs to create a little space and try to get around Gokding, force North Carolina to make perfect passes on the interior. She doesn't have to lay her body or wrap her around.
That's 2 quick ones here on Harris, so she sits down with 4 fouls. Russell comes in for her.
And Harris is really the only length that Louisville has to go against Gokding.
Roberts turns the corner so quickly. Wow, got fouled. Gosh, I think they got Navarre again. And that is 4 on her.
Yeah. I mean, that India Navarre just has to be smarter in that situation. You've got 3 fouls. You know, I feel like watching her throughout the course of the season, a lot of the times when she gets in foul trouble, it's just not being disciplined enough. She's got the tools.
Has had a propensity for getting into foul trouble this season, so she sits down with 4. Roberts goes to the free throw line, just 67% on the season, but hit all 6 of her free throws in that big win at Duke on Thursday. Lead is up to 8. The drive and the finish for Crisp.
That's a good take and good finish by Crisp. But again, when you think about the opportunity, the timing of the duck in for Reniya Kelly coming from that high post position, it's there.
Russell left open. She's made him pay a couple of times with 3s. Marissa Russell only averaging about 4.5 points per game, but taking advantage tonight.
And Pam, we've seen Jeff Walz go to Marissa Russell late in games, her experience. She had 3 huge possessions against Duke at the end of the ball game, and that confidence is carrying over as Donarski gets it too.
Well, Donarski now in the double figures, and you're right. In that game against Duke, Russell only had 2 points, but you know, just key plays on defense, 4 big rebounds.
Well, those 2 points came with about a second, 1.2 at the end of a possession in the 4th quarter. Big play against Duke and a critical offensive rebound at a key time as well.
Very reliable. Gokding able to get good position on Cochran.
And that was great timing on the delivery. But I like the change for North Carolina. Go into this zone, you see it's taken away Louisville's ability to attack off the bounce. But Marissa Russell continues to find the gaps and make a pay.
So Russell now with 10 points off the bench. Her only miss came from 3. Russell out there guarding Crisp. Gokding away from the basket. Spin move to finish over Cochran. Ooh, she thought about it. Cochran has hit 4 3s on the season. Pass that one up, they get a better shot. Russell will be at the free throw line when we get back. Marissa Russell's made a difference off the bench.
10 points off the bench, including a couple of 3s. This one, a momentum changing.
Where the North Carolina Tar Heels, no Alyssa Ustby, but they're hanging in there, trailing Louisville by 5. The winner takes over sole possession of 3rd place in the ACC. Notre Dame has lost today for the first time in league play. NC State's in 2nd spot, and one of these 2 teams will be in the 3rd spot.
That was an outstanding game.
Wow.
I mean, it really was. A lot of fun to watch. I'm sure a great environment to play in.
Yeah, Reynolds Coliseum, one of the great places in women's college basketball. Here too, where there's hardly an empty seat. But Reynolds has that small intimacy and the low roof, so it's loud as can be.
And Pam, you know, if you anticipate Notre Dame keeping that #1 seed, the ability to be in that 3rd place instead of 4th place position for the ACC tournament is going to be key, and that's what these two are fighting for right now.
Crisp with the miss. Barry boarded it. Pounded by Townsend on defense. And the Univar still on the bench with 4 personals for Carolina. Russell. That's what we were talking about with Marissa Russell. Getting the key rebounds. She's got 11 points this afternoon. Donarski just picked up her first foul.
And Pam, defensively for North Carolina, they're doing a good job of getting that first rotation, especially on that single side, but Donarski's late on the second one, and then that creates an opportunity for an offensive rebound and then compounded by the foul. So Courtney Banghart talked about that with us. She said our team defense has to be great because the Louisville guards are so good at creating rotation. They run some really good stuff. But team defense is more than just first or second rotation. You got to put it all together and stay connected.
More basketball coming your way at the top of the hour as LSU plays at Kentucky here on ESPN. Georgia Amore really coming along for Kentucky. Jay Johnson and the rest of the Tigers. Jeff Wall's squad trying to win its 5th straight game and get to 20 wins for the 15th straight season. Donarski almost lost it. Townsend. Curry's been a little quiet here in the 3rd quarter scoring-wise. That pass not precise.
And that's 2 turnovers in a row by Jalea Williams.
Grant, good look, but left it short. Olivia Cochran now with 9 rebounds. Cochran with a little handoff. Williams, good defense there by Crisp to force it out. Gokdang gets the Russell miss. As we hit a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Louisville so far outscoring Carolina by 2 in the 3rd. Wow! Oh man, what a, not a lot of room for Crisp, but she found just enough space. Crisp with 10 off the bench. One of 3 Tar Heels in double figures, all with 10 points. And Gokdang has 9, that balance. Curry, yes! All right, Jayda Curry, first bucket of the 2nd half, and has a chance for a 3-point play.
You got to close up because of her ability to shoot the 3, and you can see just that little bit of hesitation and a great job of getting into the body of Lexi Donarski, keeping her eye on the glass, getting it up there. I always tell young players, Pam, and a lot of young players don't like to use the glass, but it gives yourself a margin for error, and Jayda Curry does such a good job of utilizing it.
Missed on the free throw, which is unusual for her. She's 5th in the nation, 1st in the league in free throw percentage. Shot clock is off now for Carolina. Townsend in now to run the point. Reniya Kelly not on the floor. Gokdang wanted it. Kicked it out instead, and it worked out for Crisp, who nailed the 3 right before the buzzer went off to end the 3rd quarter.
It hasn't been pretty all game long for North Carolina, but their 3-point shooting has kept them in it. Great find and finish by Crisp.
Louisville was announced recipients of the 4th annual ACC Unite Award, created to honor individuals who make a great impact in the areas of racial and social justice. And the winner for women's basketball, the one and only Angel McCautry, who was just honored here.
You can see and feel the love every time Angel McCautry is in the building. Louisville all-time leading scorer, really changed the face of this program, and she was here, and then Jeff Walz comes along and just takes it to another level.
McCautry, we talked to her before the game, and Angel says she'd still like to play, would still like to get another shot in the WNBA. We have some expansion teams coming in, more jobs, and in the meantime, she's been like producing some films.
She has a lot of different things that she does. You mentioned it, producing film. She had an ice cream shop in Atlanta.
Oh,
yes, that a lot of WNBA players certainly frequented. Maybe Pam Ward frequented
maybe
it
a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good play. That's Roberts, the freshman. Count it! She got fouled by Kelly.
This has been the story right here for North Carolina, just not being able to take care of the basketball, and Louisville capitalizing on every single turnover.
And Taj Roberts now with her 22nd double-figure scoring game of the season. 5 more than any other freshman in the ACC. It's going to be an interesting race for Rookie of the Year, right? With Fournier, you got Roberts, Danny Carnegie got off to such a great start at Georgia Tech, but then got hurt. A lot of really good young talent. Grant able to finagle her way into the lane and got fouled by Berry. So Grant heads to the line. Coming up next, more women's basketball. How about in the SEC? Flau'jae Johnson and number 7 LSU take on Georgia Amore and Kentucky. About an hour away from here in Lexington. So make sure you check that out. Earlier today on ESPN, Notre Dame lost in double overtime at NC State. Their first loss in the league. Their first loss on American soil this year.
Zoe Brooks went for 33. NC State perfect from the free throw line. And there's Olivia Cochran. They've been daring her to shoot those jumpers.
Let's lead back up to 8. Donarski, a little bit of a hesitation, enough to get room from Curry.
And we saw early in the ball game, and including the third quarter, Reniya Kelly in those 2-man actions, right? And then what did Louisville do? They trapped. Now you put Donarski in it, and they're in a drop coverage. That pull-up's going to be there.
He's making the adjustments. Cochran on Gokdang, and then Crisp tried to tie it up, and Jeff Walz called the timeout. Before the tie-up, they will have 7 seconds to shoot when we come back. Getting in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit deceptive to look at the number of teams from each league now that's in the tournament for sure.
Of course, with the Big Ten loaded with those 2 teams in LA joining, UCLA and USC. Crisp with the finish.
UCLA on the ropes right now against Iowa.
Playing in Iowa City, always a difficult place to play. Meanwhile, we've just got a 4-point game here in the battle for 3rd place. In the ACC, Louisville hosts Clemson on Thursday and then finishes up at Notre Dame. Oh, here we go. Jayda Curry.
Jayda Curry, 9 for 19. These last 4 games from the 3-point line. You cannot go under a screen.
No. Curry listed at 5'6". Grant.
Oh, the answer.
Not bad for Lanie Grant. getting extended minutes today. And Jayda Curry with that last bucket now is 1,500 career points. A couple of seasons with Cal. And now in her second year at Louisville. Cochran passed up the jumper and got fouled on the drive. She's a little shaken up.
Well, just when you start to think North Carolina's gets a little bit of momentum, someone from Louisville has been making a play, and this one, Jayda Curry, you go under the screen, she knocks it down, and then on the other end, Grant with the answer. I've been impressed with the way that North Carolina has shot the three-point shot tonight. They have been a team that's only shot at around 34%, averaged just over 7 a ball game, and have 9 here this afternoon.
Shooting at a 43% clip. Foul on Gokdeng sends Cochran to the line. ESPN Big Monday men's triple header coming your way tomorrow. North Carolina, Florida State start off at 7 Eastern. Then it's Houston, Texas Tech, and cap it off with Kansas and Colorado in beautiful Boulder at 11 Eastern. That's late, but worth it. What's that, 11 Eastern? That's 9 in Colorado. All right, 5-point ball game, inside 7 minutes left to go. Crisp gets it over to Grant. She's playing with so much confidence. Lanie Grant. Fouled by Roberts, who picked up her first, but I mean, I don't think we can say this enough. Lanie Grant should be a senior in high school, reclassified to come out early.
Doesn't turn 18 until April. I mean, this is a kid, and she's got a pep in her step. She's got a bounce. She's got a swag about her, a confidence about her. I mean, that's a big-time play.
She's got a dozen. And gets them to within a bucket. Grant with the Baker's dozen now, actually 13 points. 2 off her career high. Williams elevates. Good box out by Gokdeng to keep Russell away. Carolina can tie it or take the lead. Alyssa Russell on the floor.
The previous play is on review for an unobserved intentional foul.
Gokdeng and Russell.
Yeah, Gokdeng's looking to swim over the top to get position because there's a mismatch, and just gets Russell on the side of the head.
And that's Mike Forsberg on the left, Mark Resch on the right. Gonna go over and take a look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly wasn't intentional. It was inadvertent, but anytime there's contact to the head, most oftentimes you see the officials go to the monitor for the review.
Reviewing an unobserved act right now.
I'm not sure I've seen it stopped in the middle of live action before, though.
First time I've seen it this year. And Jeff Wooten, the third official, now joins the caucus.
After review, the contact is being penalized with an intentional foul. Anyone from Louisville will shoot 2 free throws. They will retain possession at midcourt with 30 on the shot clock. It's also a team foul.
Yeah, I get it because of the contact to the head. I think it's inadvertent on a swim move trying to get possession. But just coming right across and getting Marissa Russell. That's a tough one for Maria Gokdang.
Fourth on Maria. Curry, one of the best free throw shooters in the country. It goes to the line, hits them both as Gokdang has a conversation with Jeff Wooten about that call. And that's a big one because it gives Louisville, right?
Yes.
Carolina had the ball. Louisville gets the 2 free throws and the ball.
And it becomes Gokdang's 4th foul.
Right. And it counts as a team foul.
In many ways.
It's a lot. Curry floats it in. Don't count it. That's an offensive foul on Curry.
What an impact Trayanna Crisp has made in this ball game. Certainly can see it and feel it offensively, but right here gets in position to take that offensive foul. Again, I think Jayda Curry's up in the air before the position is had. So I don't agree with that call necessarily, but good sell and big time play to get over there by Crisp.
Carolina fans might be thinking it's karma, but Grant continuing to be aggressive.
And I like that. I like that for North Carolina. Get yourself opportunities at the foul line. Put Louisville under duress a little bit. Make them defend one-on-one. Much different in the second half, what we're seeing from North Carolina, and they're shooting a higher percentage as a result of it.
They have gone with Grant, who started the second half. Navarre been on the bench for much of it after picking up 4 fouls. No Ustby, watching back home, I'm sure. I would imagine probably pacing. If she can pace, let's hope she can. I'm sure watching and...
When think about what you miss on the floor without Alyssa Ustby.
Like everything,
I mean, everything.
Right?
Does a little bit of everything. And this team having to learn how to not just play, but win without her. Finished that North Carolina State game, able to get the 1-point win. She went out with injury about, 2.5 minutes into that ball game?
Yep.
Finishing that game, going on the road at Syracuse, and now here on the road in a tough environment.
Curry working the baseline to perfection. Gets the lead up to 4. Kelly turned the corner on Williams and finished.
That's a great take by Reniya Kelly. She doesn't need a screen necessarily. If they're gonna bring the double, I love the ability to just ghost it, slip out of it, and go one-on-one.
Cochran rims out. Terrific position for Harris, who got fouled.
I think there's got to be some sort of adjustment on that single-side screen and roll for North Carolina. They're not getting beat in the action. They're getting beat on the offensive rebound. So Louisville has not scored in the immediate action, but 4 different times they have gotten an offensive rebound in that play because of their first rotation is there and their second is not.
And Gokdang has just fouled out. 9 points and 11 rebounds.
And again, we go back to that intentional foul that was called. Her 4th foul, the inadvertent contact to the head.
So she has fouled out. Blanca Thomas, who started the game and only played 5 minutes, the true freshman, 34 in Carolina blue, has checked in. Gokdang finishing 1 point away from what would have been her 4th double-double of the year as Harris gets them both. And Harris becomes the 5th Cardinal in double figures today. Curry with 16 leading the way. Kelly to her left again. Rims out. Louisville ball. Now the officials will speak about it and reverse the call.
That's a good job by Jeff Wooten, at least from our angle. I mean, obviously, we get the opportunity right here to see this replay, but it looked as if Blanca Thomas was able to get a hand on it. Olivia Cochran does hit it out of the hands, but
Narski keeping her dribble alive, looking for a little bit of help. Crisp, foul. Jalea Williams picks up her first foul. And it sends Crisp to the line. Again, missed an entire month of action with a lower body injury in the last couple of games. Has really picked up some stuff for North Carolina. ESPN has an NBA Sunday doubleheader coming your way. Louisville's Donovan Mitchell and the Eastern Conference leading Cavs host the Grizzlies at 7 Eastern. Then SGA, Canadian, and the Thunder go to Minnesota. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And Crisp now with a season-high 17 points. And they have to wonder who's going to pick up the slack for Ustby. Crisp has certainly done her part, Lanie Grant as well.
And it's not going to be one person, right? It's got to be a collective effort, and getting these contributions from both of those players off the bench today has been huge. Trayanna Crisp, a player who in 2 seasons at Arizona State averaged 12 points a ball game, so you know she can score it. She's healthy, and she's finally starting to get comfortable on the floor again.
Kelly working and leaving it short. Williams with the defense and the rebound. 4-point lead and the ball. Williams settles it. Curry guarded by Grant. And now inside, Cochran couldn't finish. That was a tough try on the reverse. They have 5 seconds to shoot.
That was a heck of a move. It looked like she lost it as she was going up. I mean, certainly has that advantage with her speed around, but yeah, she had a little hook that she got away with, but it looked like she lost the ball when she went up. Oh my.
Curry, rebound. Thomas, but then run into by Curry, and it's called a held ball. Reniya Kelly wants to know why that wasn't a foul.
A lot of space right there, but you cannot bring that ball down if you're Blanca Thomas. I mean, this is a growing experience for her, right? I mean, she's coming on the floor. You've got to keep that ball high, away from the guards that come in.
Thomas at 6'5". Cochran, the concerted effort to work on the true freshman, draws the foul. It's a couple on Thomas. And now 5 team fouls, so both teams in the bonus for the rest of the game. And Cochran 4 for 6 from the line. Carolina, now that Notre Dame has lost at NC State, North Carolina is the only team in Division I women's basketball that has not lost a true road game. Louisville going for its 15th straight 20-win season. And the winner gets sole possession of 3rd place, which is 2 games to play for everybody in the league.
And I think that North Carolina is the only men's or women's basketball team that went on the road with the 2 new ACC teams, Cal and Stanford, and got wins at both places.
They are. 1 out of 2 on that trip for Cochran, who is 1 rebound away from a double-double. Grant, good look at the three. How about that? And she got fouled.
Terrific execution by North Carolina. And again, that's Trayanna Crisp and her decision making. You try to get a pin down for Lexi Donarski, it's not there. She doesn't hold on the ball, she doesn't try to make a play. She makes the extra pass, and big time play by Lanie Grant. Binks loves it too.
The 17-year-old now with the new career high 18 points. And the first lead for Carolina since they were up 3-1. That was 2 minutes into the game. They got an early Donarski three. Curry answers, yes.
My goodness. Shot making, Pam.
Jayda Curry has been cash money for the last 5 games. And a lot of these fans getting on their feet. Big time contact away from the action. Curry and Donarski got tied up, and it's the third on Curry. Both teams in the bonus. Donarski's first trip to the line today. She's only a 69% free throw shooter. Carolina pulling everybody away from the key. As Donarski gets one of them.
Well, you got to expect the ball to get to Jayda Curry's hands in some way, shape, or form. And I would look for some combination of her and Olivia Cochran. Here it's coming, the little brush, pin brush.
Chris comes out, a little bit too much contact. Second on Crisp. Jalea Williams backs away from the free throw line to catch her breath. She's 2 for 2 this afternoon. Louisville has 6 players in double figures today. All 5 of their starters and Marissa Russell. 2-point advantage. Kelly, so crafty.
Yeah, and again, I don't think she needs to screen. I think she can just utilize that ability to be crafty.
Tied again.
Coming again, watch the back door. Good D.
Yep, you saw Roberts try to get there. Harris stuck. Possession arrow in favor of North Carolina. Marissa Russell comes in for Williams.
That's great D by Lexi Donarski. Not bailing out Nyla Harris by fouling, just forcing her to make a tough shot. And if you don't like what you see right now, you're Courtney Banghart, you got plenty of timeouts.
Crisp. Top play! She finished! Carolina bounces on top. Coach Walls says play on. He does not take a timeout. Russell off the rim, rebound fought for, and Grant comes away with it. And another tie-up. Ball with Louisville. What a finish. Just over 20 seconds left to go. Louisville basketball with a chance to tie or take the lead.
What a play, Pam. Trayanna Crisp using her strength to go up through Marissa Russell, but she has been outstanding all day long. She's come in three-point field goals, has been aggressive to the rim. She's done a great job of being that spark off the bench on both ends. And when you talk about the absence of Alyssa Ustby, you know it's going to take a committee to come in and to make an impact. And that finish right there, three-point shooting, and they have been really efficient in the second half at attacking from multiple angles. And Louisville has had tremendous balance all night long. Now time and score execution after a timeout.
Russell inbounds. It's Roberts, our leading scorer.
I like it, going to the zone.
And they throw it away. Wow. Timeout, North Carolina.
North Carolina has done such a good job of sprinkling in the 2-3 zone and keeping Louisville off balance.
So we've got a great finish coming up here. Let's go back to the studio for a look ahead. We got Kentucky and LSU coming up next. And balance all for both teams.
Yeah, it really has been balance for both teams. And now it comes down to time and score execution. These are the situations that you practice. Number one, getting the ball in bounds. If you're North Carolina, you have timeouts. If you're Louisville, you got to deny the ball.
The ball was kicked on the inbound, so Carolina holds on to it. Louisville taking 26 free throws today. They took 25 in their win Thursday at Duke. It's one of their strengths, getting to the line. And North Carolina with 10 made threes. They have the ball. And a couple of timeouts. Louisville has one remaining. Making sure the clock is absolutely accurate. And here we go. Crisp going to inbound. Thomas coming from the backcourt. She's fouled quickly by Roberts. Thomas just a 68% free throw shooter on the season. She's a true freshman. Has not gotten a lot of playing time this year.
Look, and that's what you want if you're Louisville. You're going to leave Blanca Thomas. You're going to try to deny everybody else. Force her to step up and make some pressure free throws.
Thomas has not taken a free throw since January 9th against Duke.
We've seen, and North Carolina has not been a very good free throw shooting team on the whole.
It's been 11 games since Thomas has taken a free throw, missed the first one.
And got to make sure if you're Jeff Walz, you're communicating the timeout on the rebound.
Missed them both! As you mentioned, Steph, that's what you want, right? Thomas gets the ball, you foul her. Not a lot of experience, hasn't taken a lot of free throws, and now Louisville has just under 9 seconds.
And don't get me wrong, you want the steal, but if you're going to leave anybody open, it's going to be Blanca Thomas. Most of the time, it is that 5 player that's going to be coming to the ball. It's going to be your safety. Put her in a position she has not been in her young career, right? And now it's got to be about execution on the offensive end for Louisville. Being disciplined in your screening, attacking the paint because you're in the penalty, score at the rim, get a foul, or spray for an open shot. And if you're North Carolina, I'd expect them to go a little bit smaller right here, put India Navarre back in the ballgame so they can do a lot of switching, be disruptive, play good, solid defense without fouling.
Navarre, 4 personal fouls. Coming back in, Gokdang has fouled out. Louisville able to advance the basketball. So 8 seconds, a good amount of time. Russell will inbound.
Carolina showing zone right here.
Long pass, Harris.
My goodness.
Curry to put him in the lead. Bounced off, ball on the floor. Held ball. It's North Carolina's basketball with just over 2 seconds left.
Wow, Jayda Curry was way too open. She couldn't knock it down, but she sure got a good look.
Yeah, that's a player you want taking the shot.
It sure is. I mean, this is a great look. Now, Lanie Grant got there a little bit late, enough to affect the shot. Olivia Cochran not able to come up with the offensive rebound, and great hustle by none other than Blanca Thomas, getting on the floor after that loose ball, getting it tied up, and allowing North Carolina to keep the possession.
And it was Reniya Kelly who snuck in there to initially tap the ball away from Cochran, and then Thomas got on the floor to help grab it. North Carolina has never won in Louisville. They're 0-5. Trying to come up with what would be a gigantic victory, especially without Ustby.
Without Alyssa Ustby, multiple players stepping up. Again, you have a timeout. Most important thing, get the ball in bounds.
They call a timeout because that was well defended. In that against NC State just last week.
So you see a different set right here for North Carolina.
Crisp looking for anyone in blue, and she finds Reniya Kelly, who got hit from behind right away.
Stop the clock sooner.
So Williams picks up her third. Reniya Kelly heads to the free throw line for the first time today. She's an 85% shooter on the season. And now she can make it a two-possession game. And she does. Reniya Kelly with two enormous free throws.
And I love the emotion afterwards, the scream afterwards.
Yep. She's becoming more vocal, was challenged to kind of become more of a dog on the floor. She has done that. And for the first time ever, North Carolina has won a game at Louisville, their biggest comeback of the season, coming back from 12 down.
Well, what an effort. It was a struggle in the first half. They put it together in the second half without Alyssa Ustby on